Then start the stream.
There's my notification. Mic check 1 2. WMLR. More Life Radio. Yeah. We're good, King.
How hot is hot?
About my black brother, I love you, and I'll never try to hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you, forever true. These are things that change boys to me.
Every man has a higher self and a lower self. With your higher self, you can achieve greatness and things beyond this planet. With your lower self, you get your basic needs, but also to create darkness. Find your balance, King.
Hotep, children of the sun, and welcome. Your #1 station focused on rebuilding our nation. WMLR, More Life Radio, proudly presents Brother, 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 a show dedicated to the upliftment and encouragement of the melanated kings.
Yo, I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. King of New York, nah, now how that shit sound? King of the coast, nah, I cover more ground. King of oneself, yeah, that's how I get down. Yeah, my skin brown, that's that melanin. Ha, I'm wearing it proud, it ain't no telling when. Ha, they might come around screaming irrelevant. Ha, ain't gonna get down and plant the evidence. But I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. Descended of kings and queens, and we don't know what that mean. Turn the palace to the projects and shatter esteem. But I'm here to let it be known, no matter the scene, they can't take royalty from your being. It's embedded in your DNA and your genes. $1,000 sneakers and jeans. You could invest in yourself and your dreams. Is you hearing me now? Them pedestal folks letting you down. Since James Brown said I'm black and I'm proud, they've been pumping us with the opposite. Dividing and conquer is pretty obvious. Misled and misguided.
No, I don't worry. I tell you, I'm a man who believes that I died 20 years ago, and I live like a man who is dead already. I have no fear whatsoever of anybody or anything. And anytime you beg another man to set you free, you will never be free. Freedom is something that you have to do for yourself. That we are really, really ready, willing to pay the price that is necessary for freedom. Our people will always be walking around here second-class citizens, or what you call 20th century slaves. What price are you talking about? The price of freedom is death.
Not T. The smarter, the harder the battle. Classism, blacks prison and slaughter like cattle. Divide and conquers, been a minor mantra. Put you in front of your
It's just
honor for your
understood
mama
that the
could buy
struggles,
you
the
your
gains
first
that we
time.
made
The
pass on
errors,
to
the
the people
Sandras and little
unconsciously,
white
of course,
diamonds.
as a disorganized
Turned in a
people.
hashtag, shit
We
feeling
cannot
like
move up.
Baghdad
So
because
when
of
they
my
yell at
pigment. I
our
swear
youth
this
don't know
stuff is
nothing about history,
ridiculous. Living in
well, what
these
organization
conditions
did
is
you
hard
join to help make sure that the history was institutionalized and passed on to you? None. Shut up. You can't send your child to the enemy and think the enemy will give your child his history. That's clear. So since you've made no effort at all to come together with those who want to give their children proper education, proper history of what's going on, now that your children don't know the history, they'll be screaming at the children.
Okay, let's take another break, and when we come back, I would encourage you to speak up more forthrightly.
With your host, Khonsu, Shesnmu, Amun, and Tehuti, Virgo, exclusively on WMLR. Without further ado, all hail the King.
Yes.
Saturday.
Yes. Woo! Wolverine Nation, stand up. You know what today is, baby. Yes. Peace, King. What it do, Khonsu?
All is well, man. Love and life. And definitely loving it.
Yes.
Another beautiful Saturday, man. December's in the air. Everybody's waiting for Santa Claus, man. Black Friday. Everybody jumping on top of each other's heads, fighting in the stores. Going online, spending all their life savings.
Out in Jersey, Brick City. First of all, let's do this the correct way. Let's welcome everybody. Peace, family. Welcome. It's a Saturday. It's Saturday. It's a Saturday. It's the day I've been waiting for, and I know many Wolverine fans like myself, and that other school down beneath us at the bottom of our feet. They've been waiting on it as well. It's the game goes down today. All that Thanksgiving games and all that stuff y'all watch, that was nothing. You want to watch some good football? Tune in today at high noon, baby. It's going down in Columbus. The revenge tour is at hand. Redemption is at hand. Go Blue. I'm excited about it, Khonsu, and ready to get into it, man. So we had to bring you guys some vibrations. We want to welcome you, WMLR, your number one station dedicated to Black emancipation. And we do it right here for the Kings. This is our Saturday edition. Make sure you catch us Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we've been having some issues, Khonsu, with the music cluster. So we have to apologize for that. They keep blocking our shows. So if you don't tune in live, then you miss the show because they're going to block it right shortly after that. So I don't know. We've been kind of dealing with that, y'all. So y'all bear with us. Khonsu, how you feeling today, brother?
Man, I'm feeling with my hands, man. Life is love, man. Shout out to you too. Guys, we may have to go back to a different kind of format. I don't know. Because we love doing what we do. But life is good, man. Shit, just recovering. I was really under the weather last week, man. I did a whole lot of fasting. So everything's wonderful, man.
We're going to do a show on that, too. We got to offer some health tips to the brothers. Different things, natural health tips that you can do to help with certain things, especially as you get older, Khonsu, because as you get older, it's like with every year that ticks off, you're introduced to some new pain or something, or just something as you get older. But
it is critical that Black men pay more attention to their diets, particularly your eating habits, your sexual habits, and your mental stress. We die on an average of 15 years before our mates. Remember that. When Big Mama's sitting around with the other Big Mama, there is no Big Daddy.
Absolutely.
He's already dead and gone, and she on to her next one.
Absolutely.
So think about that.
That's true. I'm going to send a special shout out to my brother from another mother, Deshaun Goodwin, Columbus native, a Buckeye faithful. Me and this brother go back like rocking chairs, and we have a real a love for one another and respect. And he is a diehard Suckeye fan. You already know who I represent. You see it. You see that Jordan. You know what it is on that maze. And, we go back and forth, man. But this brother that's my brother. I want to thank him for always supporting and coming in the chat box. We want to hear from you too. Please hit us up in the chat box and call in. Get it off your mind. You in the barbershop. This is where it goes down. We have multiple topics we talk about. Different thoughts, different ideas. You're going to hear some topics or trending topics. You're going to hear some real thorough scholarly topics. You're going to get some banter, some fodder, and, we try to do it all.
Yes, we do.
And, we bring it in a
professional format for you. And yeah, Deshaun said, new format available soon. We need it because, you know, music is a important part. And that's what me and this brother's connection is so magnificent and divinely led and connected. Me and Khonsu would be great spades players. We'd make a great spades team.
Oh, yeah. I play these spades.
Yeah.
I play these spades.
We make a great spades team.
Hell.
But, you know, and so that's something that we share, as with everything we do. We don't always agree, of course, but we are on one like mind when it comes to doing this thing for you, for the people. We want to present it in a certain way, and that's what we strive to do right here on WMLR, More Life Radio, baby. That's what it's all about. Gotta have the music if it's the radio, and that's what we are. So we're gonna work it out. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. All right, man. So I'm gonna start it off. First thing that I came up with and saw, Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul. Aretha Franklin's house sold for $300,000, Khonsu. $300,000 in Detroit. Her mansion. Mm-hmm. It's a mansion, mind you, okay? A historic Detroit mansion owned by late singing legend Aretha Franklin has been sold. The Detroit News reports that, according to public records, the 5,600 square foot, 520 square meter brick home adjacent to the Detroit Golf Club fetched $300,000 in a sale last month. It was built in 1927. The newspaper reports Franklin bought the home in 1993, but nearly lost it in 2008. Of course, they got to put all of that in there due to unpaid property taxes. Franklin Estate personal representative Sabrina Garrett Owens says there are no other Detroit properties that were owned by the Queen of Soul. Her 4,148 square foot, 385 square meter colonial style house in suburban Detroit's Bloomfield Township still is listed for $800,000. So I thought it kind of sad because, you know, here you have a home where a legend lived and dwelled, and they only got $300,000 for it. But then it also kind of made me want to talk about the property values in these areas, such as like Detroit, Flint, and other areas like that have been hit or devastated by some sort of catastrophe of sorts. Now, the property is so cheap because they're getting things together. They're getting things together in Flint, Detroit, and now they are selling these properties for the lowest, Khonsu. I mean, you can go into Detroit and buy up a block, okay? And they are reinvesting. The money is getting ready to start coming right back into Michigan. They're doing different things now. And you see it even in Flint. Flint is becoming a medical city. It's becoming a collegiate town. U of M has a campus there. It has one of the best engineering colleges, Kettering, right there in Flint. And the Jews, the Asians are coming into Detroit and buying up all the property. Okay. And in Flint, you got the Jews and the outsiders coming in. They've done something to get a certain element, a certain group of people out. And now they want to usher somebody else in, and they're redeveloping Detroit, redeveloping places like Flint. Ben Harbor is next on the list, Khonsu. And I know you know some places probably in Illinois like this, right?
Well, actually, man, believe it or not, and I teach this in my financial classes that I offer to the public, those that can't afford a consultant like myself. I also offer financial education. It's like that in every single city, every county, and every state. Real estate is a prime investment. It's the best investment. It's a misnomer that Detroit is the only situation, because Detroit has a lot of political incumbents. That's really what's stopping a lot of people from coming in there and buying up a block, because there's a lot of political injunctions that get in the way of you acquiring those properties. However, there are comparable deals in outlying areas of Michigan and other states, though. Don't get discouraged if those of you who are looking to invest in real estate. it is right now the prime investment. Any place to put your money in outside of life insurance is real estate. So that is definitely a fact, man. Yes, sir.
So yeah, I wanted to touch on that. What you got, man? What's on your mind?
Well, I got a couple of things. A couple of people asked me about being an entrepreneur. What are some of the steps? But then it's a couple of small stories here I wanted to touch on quickly. Shout out to Steph Curry. Much recovery to you, man. He was in a multi-car accident Friday morning. He, got out of there luckily. And he was on his way to the Warriors shoot-around. And, his car just suffered a little damage. His Porsche. I'm sure he can get that insurance company to take care of that Porsche right quick. But he was actually headed westbound on Highway 24 on the Oakland side of the Caldecott Tunnel. I've actually been out there, and that Caldecott Tunnel was pretty dangerous. Okay. You don't have many lanes to get over, and it's a long tunnel. So I can imagine how scary that was. And he was actually hit twice with the first car, who was making an improper lane change. And I know exactly what that looks like in Oakland, because it's a big tunnel with 3 lanes on each side. One going one way, one going the other way. But it goes black for a second because of the way the tunnel is made. You go from that sunlight to that artificial light. And people are switching lanes, assuming that they can see an open spot, and it's not there. So, and the second car rear-ended Curry. And I've seen a lot of rear-end accidents happen over there. So I'm glad the brother is safe, man. Glad he's good. Glad he's okay. And another story, man, that's interesting is Amazon.com, man. I was reading the Washington Post. Amazon employees for Black Friday are protesting on inhumane working conditions. They look, the employees of Amazon are damn near ready to walk out. They are saying that the conditions are frankly inhumane. Wow. Now, I can only imagine working at Amazon.com. And we're talking about mainly the ones in Italy, Germany, Spain, the UK. Okay. They're saying that hundreds of people are going to appear at these locations to protest, man, because they're saying that some of the, no running water, no heat. I'm like, where are these facilities at, man? Right. And so right now, Germany, they got 600 workers that are going on strike right now. And next, the Spanish employees are talking about walking out. So we still got these bad working conditions going on, man. And you're talking about Amazon. Amazon makes money every minute.
Yeah, multi-billion dollar company.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I got some advice for him. I got an article, a little something that I came across.
Okay.
Since Amazon is treating you like that, Tulsa, Oklahoma, the city of Tulsa, Oklahoma, you might have read about this, Khonsu, is offering $10,000 for people to work remotely and entrepreneurs if you move there. If you stay for at least 1 year, the workers will receive cash. This is coming from the Washington Post as well. The workers will receive cash that includes rent subsidies and stipends.
Yeah.
The initiative in Tulsa is the latest effort to persuade people to move to smaller cities. The programs dangle thousands of dollars in perks and incentives, hoping to draw in workers who might otherwise settle in major metropolitan areas. Since the financial crisis, the country's most prosperous cities have become more economically dominant. According to a Brookings Institution report on economic inequality, the rise of information technology has rewarded areas that are already densely developed. The Tulsa Remote, the program is sponsored by the George Kaiser Family Foundation, whose website for the initiative has received more than 6,000 applications since it went live earlier this month. According to Ken Levitt, the executive director of GKFF. So you can get 10 racks if you move to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Well, it echoes my sentiments. Exactly. I've been getting a lot of calls, a lot of emails, a lot of inboxes, friends and family that are starting to come around and say, hey, Khonsu, what's up with this entrepreneur thing? Because I'm working one job. Why would I work two jobs? You really don't have any excuse to be working two jobs in 2018. Not with the advent of the internet and so many options of how to make money is really unacceptable. And entrepreneurship is actually going to be a way to make ends meet. And it's becoming a really, really, really big trend, man. I'm not surprised. This has been a trend that's been happening for the last 10 years. It's actually an official curriculum in major universities now, entrepreneurship. So it's actually a trained skill at becoming an entrepreneur. And it's not that difficult. It just requires discipline and proper mindset. You know, I've been doing it for 15 years, but I've had a company for 20 years. And I'm only 48 years old. So, you know, I started at a young age, but it was adversity that put me in the midst of that entrepreneur spirit. Those of you who don't have the challenges of having no choice, it was either me become an entrepreneur or me become a street entrepreneur. And I chose business. But for those of you who have an option, really consider entrepreneurship, man. It's big. You know, that Tulsa thing sounds really good. They need stimulated economy in these towns, man, because these companies, they're either moving overseas, they're downsizing and scaling down their business, and they really don't need stores. They really don't need locations anymore. Very few places actually need an actual building to operate, man.
Right. Yeah. And it's good. I think, you know, I think about my son and young people going and entering into college. It's good, you know, no children. It's just you. You can take an opportunity, take a chance. You know, all growth involves risk. Now, and then understand too, you're not going to get $10,000 in cash. You heard what they said. You're going to get incentives, you know, and stipends, subsidies, and stipends. You know, and it's going to total up to $10,000, and you got to stay there a year. I don't think that's bad. That's not a bad move, especially if they have an industry that you can go and you can make some real money, you know, getting your work on and have a decent job. If it's in your field of study or expertise, hey, might be the move, man. 6,000 applicants already. 6,000. So they got money to give like that. And we might see other cities start doing this. You said it's already been, this is something we've seen in the works for the last 10 years. So
right.
We'll see how that plays out. You know, we got the weed movement, and now you got cities paying you to move there.
It's all about research, man. Just do your research. You know, if it's something you're experienced in, that's usually a good incentive to get into the entrepreneurial world. You'd be surprised at your own skill sets and how they can actually make you money. So it is very innovative, and we're in the right position at this day and time to be able to do that. So it is something to really, guys, just, you know, do some soul searching. You got to take a lot of risks. It's not something for the faint of heart. I know that job is a very secure feeling. I don't blame or shame anyone for going to work, because it's nothing like getting a paycheck and you know it's coming. With entrepreneur, every day is your paycheck. I tell people that my hours are when I wake up and when I go to sleep. So if I'm not making money while I'm up like now on WMLR, my companies have to be making money because ain't nobody's cutting me a check. So there are advantages, but there's a lifestyle change. There's the discipline. There's a mindset. Some people don't understand that because they get a paycheck in and they can go to work and slack a little and still get paid, or call off and still get paid. Entrepreneurs don't have that option. You don't work, you don't eat.
That's funny. I like that. That's amen. That's the word, y'all. We're going to talk about that Wednesday. That was something that I was kind of in a conversation with a friend of mine about, and it's getting stuck. There's nothing wrong with going to work and punching a clock, but you don't want to get to the place. We've been tricked as far as what success is. We don't understand totally that. A lot of us don't understand it totally. There are multi-levels to success. Yes. You can have success in one area and then be struggling in other areas, which negates that success in the area that you're successful in.
Correct.
You follow me?
Correct.
So we're going to talk about that, man. That's a great thing to bring up. So make sure you tune in Wednesday night. We're going to try to, everything we do, we come from experience. That's how you learn and that's how you grow. And hopefully you take those experiences and you apply the lessons that you get. That's the key. So we're going to talk about all of that Wednesday night. Y'all make sure y'all join us right here, WMLR More Life Radio. All right, Khonsu, I'm looking at the time. It's the bottom of the hour.
Yes, sir.
Let's do our thing, and we'll come back with a couple other topics. We're going to keep it moving today, y'all, because, hey, we got things to do. I got to suit up. I'm on my way to Columbus. I'm taking the field today, Khonsu. I've had enough. I'm taking the field. I'm coming. I got my wing helmet and my cleats and everything is in Lucy, and I'm coming.
Roll Tide, roll. We don't even get excited.
Ain't nobody. Yeah, y'all don't play anybody, man. Who y'all got? Citadel Jr. today?
Hey, man, it ain't our fault. It ain't our fault.
Don't play nobody, man. Holy Grail. What college y'all? What high school?
When you the best, you don't have a rival. You whoop on everybody.
You can't be the best and absent the test, like they say on Gladiator Shaw. You remember that?
Yes.
You cannot consider yourself the greatest absent the test.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Let's do it, man. Let's raise the vibrations, man. Come back and get ready to wrap things up. We got the letter. I want to read this letter. We didn't get a chance to do it Wednesday. We ran over a little bit, so I'm gonna try to get it in today. And we got a couple other things we want to talk about. So let's do that, man. Let's do that.
WMLR, brother. We'll be right back, man. Happy Saturday, y'all.
If I told you I could give you life, would you leave the boundaries of your mind? I bet you never even knew that there's a universe inside of you. Can I take you back and make it go away? Would you let me be your getaway? No, I bet you never knew there's a universe inside of you. Can I? If I color you with all my thoughts, would you lose your phase of being lost? I bet you never even knew. I see the universe inside of you. Can I make you feel okay? Would you let me take you to a higher place? Inside of you, can I? I'm the man you've been craving this time. forget me. And it's the reason why I hold you tight. And I won't pray that day doesn't come. You know I wish you were here all the time. Living my fantasies out in real life. I'll give to you, darling, but until we reach morning, you're mine. And don't you worry now, baby, I'm the man you've been craving this time. Everything I'll give to you, darling, but until we reach morning, you're mine. And don't you worry now, baby, I'm the man you've been craving this time.
Yeah. All of that ass you carrying, you gotta be shitting me. All of that body that you came with, but where you mentally? I know you hit all the time, but you ain't going here for me. I just wanna focus on them lovers. What's behind them tickle bitties? They say the heart is underneath the guarded insecurity. I finally found the key. Underneath the garments, that's the devil. Open your heart. X-Spots the mark, baby. Don't turn around, making that touch yourself, baby. Open your heart. What's behind them tickle bitties? I don't mind them little bitty berries. You my juju bee. I don't need nothing to distract me from this connectivity. You know I see it all the time. The same old shit to me. I just wanna know what's under that tender titty meat. They say the heart is underneath the guarded insecurity. I finally found the key. Yes, I did. Underneath the garments, yes, Lord. Open your heart. X-Spots the mark, baby. Don't turn around, making that touch yourself, baby. Open your heart. What's behind them tickle bitties? Yeah. Before you go and pop that bottom, baby. Before you go and get butt naked, baby. I know you got a little bit of baggage, baby. Never mind, I'ma look past it. Big cans in the cooler, let me handle it, baby. 2 jugs, I'ma start grasping it, baby. Separation between truth and the fake. You can get a new rack for 5K. You can get a rapper by Friday. You gon' have to replace being cheapskate, just save it. Can a nigga squeeze or should I just be safe?
Yeah, for sure.
Tell me what it reads on the expiration date.
Well, I just got him. Should be good for about 10 years or so.
I know you feel the D when a nigga deep in the hole, but do you get a piece when I'm sucking it, baby dough?
Can you fuck me already?
Open your heart, baby. X-Spots the mark, baby. Don't turn around, making that touch yourself, baby. Open your heart. What's behind them tickle bitties? Open your heart, baby. X-Spots the mark. What makes me go crazy over this love of mine? When I close my eyes, she's always on my mind. What makes her love me? In spite of the things I do, sometimes it feels so wrong for this love to be so strong. I know that we go through pain. It's just a part of the game called love. Oh, and you can call me crazy, but she can do no wrong. Yeah, 'cause it's acoustic love. And I know it's real, 'cause it's acoustic love. Baby, I know it's real. Long, hard day today, working for minimum wage, and all I can do is pray that this world would change. So I come home at night and I see the candlelights. She knows just what to do to make all my dreams come true. She whispered in my ear, don't worry, I'm feeling like making love. She makes the world go round, round. I love to love her, and there's nothing to change the way I feel, 'cause it's acoustic love. And I know it's real. Lord have mercy, babe. It's acoustic love.
I reached a decision through which I found the way.
Now you could be on the mountain or even in the valley, hiding in the vineyard. But if it's true love, it'll find you where you are. I never take this love for granted, 'cause it's acoustic love. Oh, and I know it's real. Yeah. Oh, acoustic love, yeah. I don't worry 'cause I know it's real.
WMLR, brother, Saturday. Music Buster, man.
That's that Tehuti doing it cluster. So fellas, when y'all, you have your moments, right? You having one of them moments. You play this back. Go right to the music cluster right there and get it in. I did that for y'all. I did that for the Kings. That's what that is.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So, okay, real quick, the Houston Texans owner, Bob McNair, passed away. I'm not really moved by it. He was he had a lot of white supremacist or white fragility ideologies, and he was definitely against Cap and any black person speaking about black issues that are going on. So he passed. Just a little note, just a little word. A couple found a $1.8 million lottery ticket, Khonsu, as they were cleaning up their home, getting ready for Thanksgiving, family members coming and everything. They find $1.8 million in the couch.
Wow.
Jewish couple.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you
so I thought that
that?
might be something. Yeah, I thought that might be something there, man.
Wow.
All right, and you had something you wanted to touch on.
Well, this is something that's probably not going to hit the news publicly. It did hit the LA Times, and I thought this was really interesting. The climate change, now according to some experts, The climate change will harm the entire nation if the United States doesn't act now. Particularly with these wildfires that are happening out west, they're going to start happening in other places. And what's happening is the climate change is starting to take an increasing toll on the nation's environment, the health, and the economy. Now, the LA Times reports the damage will intensify over the century without swift action to slash greenhouse gas emissions, according to a major scientific report released Friday by federal agencies. So the congressionally mandated report by 13 federal agencies, the first of its kind under the Trump administration, found that climate change is already being felt in communities across the United States. Its projects widespread and growing, devastation as increasing temperatures, rising sea levels, worsening wildfires, more intense storms, and other cascading effects harms our ecosystems, infrastructure, and society. So this is something that we really, really want to pay attention to, man. They're not talking about it much, but it's going down.
People are afraid, and you know, when people are afraid and ignorant of a situation, ignorant meaning lack of knowledge, for anybody that gets all sensitive and butthurt about that word, when you have it, you tend to kind of suppress it. You kind of push it to the back of your mental process. You don't think about it. Mm-hmm. But I just read an article. It's funny that you bring that up. I read an article here earlier today about they found 190 sea turtles frozen to death off the shores of Cape Cod. So the climate change is evident. I know there's got to be a climate situation because as hot as it gets down here in Texas, that shit don't make no sense, Khonsu. It just don't make no sense. You know, in places like Arizona, 115 degrees, that ain't nothing. That's normal. What are you? That ain't normal. That's not normal at all. It don't feel normal. It don't sound normal. Right. It ain't normal.
Right.
You know, so yeah, it's definitely got to be something going on with climate change. No doubt about it, man. That's good. That's good stuff right there.
Yeah, man. So take heed, everybody. Pay attention to it, everybody. Get some global awareness about our area, our living conditions. It is changing. If you haven't noticed it, and I'm sure it's dawned in everybody's mind. Like, damn, this weather isn't right. You see a shift in weather dramatically throughout the course of a day. There's some stuff going on.
It's a cold front coming into Texas Monday. It's going to drop. Now, today is going to be 75 degrees. A beautiful day out. Then Monday, it's going to be 30 degrees. It gets cold down here, y'all. And I'm from up there. I'm from the Midwest, where it gets cold. Now, I don't get Midwest cold.
Right.
But it gets cold enough where you say, okay, let me throw in a scully, because it's the wind. It's always windy down here. So, yeah, it's definitely something going on. And we have to pay attention to it. And those that have power need to step up, admit it, and let's start making something happen. They really are, man. And I'm going to tell you where they're showing y'all. It's in the movies. It's in the movies. If you're paying attention to these movies you're watching, they are showing you things that are already taking place. They already got them in action and working on them. They're trying to get off this planet. They know what it is. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's
definitely,
crazy.
Man, definitely.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and set up for the letter so we can get on down and let the people get on to their sexy Saturday. This is a letter we did, but I want to read it again and kind of just touch on it, and then we're going to get on down and let y'all get on to y'all's thing, because I got something I got to do today. Wolverine Nation, stand up, baby. Go blue. Bam. Set it off, Khonsu.
Well. Another time for this King's Council, man. This is our shit. King's Council.
And now, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the King's Council, exclusively on WMLR, More Like Radio. your #1 station dedicated to black emancipation. And now, all hail the king, the king, the king, the king, the king, the king.
That's right. The King's Council.
WMLR. More Life Radio. Exclusive. It's the King's Council. Now, this is where we take a letter. You can email us any topic, anything you want to talk about, question you might have, anything. Send it to moreliferadio@gmail.com. And we might pick your letter and read it out on air, live. Now, I did have a couple other ones. We're going to read those, on Wednesday. But I wanted to go back to this one because when we did this one, they blocked the show. And I felt it was a very moving letter and very, very tough topic as parents, as well as black people to have. And that's the issue of colorism. The lady writes, brothers, I am a single mother of 2 teenage boys, 14 and 15. I work 2 jobs to keep us okay. My boys are my heart. They do not have the same dad. My older son is a very handsome, dark-skinned male, but he has always has issue with my younger son because he is light-skinned. I first noticed it when they were about 6 and 7. I tried to overcompensate my older son, praising dark skin, trying to help him be proud to be dark, hanging African wall art, making statements, but facing the issue outside my home. This did nothing to build his confidence and stop my son from disliking his brother. He broke down one time to me a couple years ago, said people treat his younger brother better, the girls like him more, and teachers are nicer to him. People don't look at him funny like they do my oldest, and my heart is broken. My younger son knows why his brother acts like he hates him. He has no problem telling him, and for a long time it made him hate himself. He used to always say he wishes he was dark like me and his brother. My oldest made him feel like he didn't belong, telling him he was adopted from outside like a stray. They are spiteful and cruel to each other, beyond the normal. I can't stand my brother treatment. They do not speak unless it's a negative issue. I have yet to see my boys sit and play a video game together or back each other when the other has an issue. Show each other any kind of love. I have tried getting them to be on the same sports team. After school activities, I hope them want to go. I haven't even dated anyone in the last 10 years in fear who I am interested in will babies the most skin color. I know there has always been a divide in our culture, light skin versus dark skin. But today, the times we live in, I see all the time brothers killing each other over petty things. Blood brothers, and I'm scared, real scared. Latrina, this is who that is. Now, y'all have to forgive me because I read it as it's written. So, yeah, all right. But anyway, Latrina's got a serious issue. And the colorism issue, not only does it run amongst us as a people, Khonsu, but now we see it permeating the youth and affecting siblings to the point where, there's some real bad energy there, man. Right. What did you think about that?
Well, I mean, she's taking the first step to being aware of it. She's got to address it in a manner where she's level-headed. It's nothing to get excited about in the sense of, oh my goodness, what's going to happen between these two brothers. What needs to be addressed is the culture. You need to expose them to culture and education to get them to understand the vast variety of who we are as black people in America. The facade of being half black, half white, or there's only a black and white paradox in the world is absolutely a falsity. Start teaching that the culture of human beings is extremely diverse. We cannot continue to have this isolated thought and perception of white privilege in the United States and throughout the world. I think that, we're caught up in the paradox of, are you black enough or are you white enough? How do you talk? How do you dress? Do you wear ankh earrings or not? If you don't chew on the incense or burn incense, you're not conscious. If you talk too proper, you couldn't be conscious. If you make $1 million, you're in the Illuminati. Start dispelling all of these things about how dynamic black people are. Black people are people. And start reinforcing that. Start letting them know that we got to get off of these social hang-ups. And intervene, because I've done this with my sons. Intervene in that social media. Start taking some time away from that social media, because it's toxic. It's very toxic, man. So that's the advice I would give her.
Great advice. Definitely great advice there. I'm not going to even touch it. That's good stuff, Khonsu, man. What you got going on the rest of the weekend, brother? What you getting into?
Well, man, it's going to be a laid-back Saturday, man. I got a busy work week coming up because I took a few days off last week. So I'm just going to relax, man, and cruise. Enjoy the weekend, man. Chill. It's cold outside. Ain't no need to get frantic, My Notre Dame and Alabama going to win. So I'm not really worried about anything else,
Nobody really cares about those games. Those are just space fillers.
I know there are.
That's all they are. Nobody really gives a damn about either of those games. There's only one game on the day worth even your time, and it's going down in about an hour or so. And I got to get ready. I got to get ready. I'm ready, and it's going down, baby. The most winningness is back. Michigan football is back. And we coming in hard with reckless abandonment. And we are bringing behind us the hellfire will be behind us. And we are going in, and we will take from them everything and leave them nothing. Go Blue. All right, man. All right, it's your turn to clean the Clippers, man. So go ahead and bid your adieu to the family, brother, and I'll go ahead and close it on down.
Well, man, peace and positivity. Look at life realistically, man, not idealistically. Always keep peace, power, and prosperity in your life. Be positive and be you. Don't compromise for anybody. If they don't like you, it's probably because they don't like themselves. Continue to be the best you that you can possibly be. And love life to the fullest, man, and live loving it. It's your one and only Khonsu, Shesnmu, Amun. I'm out, man. I ain't got to do all that talking, man. It's time to go. Peace, y'all.
WMLR, More Life Radio. Yes, indeed. As always, we enjoy doing this for you, family, and we appreciate those of you that come out and enjoy the show. Hope you enjoy it. And please leave your comments. We really want to hear from you. Let us know what you would like to if anything, see or hear differently or, more of, let us know. Let us know. We are open. This is your station. The station is for the people. It's all black everything first. That's what it's all about. All right. Don't ever forget that. And we just appreciate you for coming and hanging out, and hope you have a very safe and enjoyable weekend. And as you know, I love you to life with the love of the ancestors. And as I always tell you, remember, whenever you feel like you're nearing the end of your rope, just tie a knot. Keep hanging. Keep remembering that it ain't nobody bad like you. Not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. Hook. Go Blue. We holler at y'all Wednesday night. Peace, family. Yeah. Go Blue. Let's do it.
Producer's job. They wanna be down with the
Down with the king for years, about 10 of them. Recruiting suckers,
smacking Mike and making men of them. Tears and fears for my peers, they risen. You think that it is, if not it isn't. Race for the border, my daughter could beats are banging out. Jeeps rocking beats in the streets and it's time for hanging out. Gather, or rather form a circle around out loud. Just cause brothers or others could never ever rock a crowd. Is it because he's running off with the mouth? Or was he really clearly trying to play a nigga out? No, shut him down, the king with the crown. Cause all you wanna be is Dickie down. Ago, a friend of mine asked me to say some MC rhyme, so I said this rhyme I'm about to say. The rhyme was Mecca and then it went this way. Recollect a Mecca mic check on a windmill skill, Mac the steps wearing Godfather hats. It's okay to parlay the forte better. Tell her my nigga need a sweater tougher than leather. Swing another Rodney King thing and I wreck, but just like the white one I get no respect. Money stay awake cause the other niggas are fake. From Hollis to the Beacon, know your dumb ass is leaking. CL and Run DMC, so rush it. Big time way before Hammer got to touch it. Remember the faces in all types of places. Look, ma, no shoelaces. And I'm you wanna be? 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 Check it. I'm taking the tours, I'm wrecking the land. I keep it hardcore cause it's dope, man. These are the roughest, toughest words I ever wrote down. Not meant for a hole like a slow jam, check it. Sucker MCs could never swing with D because of all the things that I bring with me. Only G.O.D. could be a king to me, and if the G.O.D. be in me, then a king I be. The microphone is granted when it's handed to me. I was planted on this planet and I plan to MC. The MC fiends only seem to agree that I rock the world and the society. Outrageous on the stages with a tuna verse. I give praises from these pages to the universe. My voice is raw, my lyrics is law. I keep it hardcore like you never saw you wanna be. You wanna be. You know you wanna be. You wanna be. You know you wanna be. I'm the man you see in the place to be. I went to John Jay University, and since kindergarten I acquired the knowledge. And after 12th grade I went straight to college. Down with the kings on the mic, a full swinger. The P to the R, not an R&B singer. The R to the UNDMC, and the fly human beings. Tonight I hold the key. Flowing with the funk track, hit a soul brother black. Pick up the bass, better yet leave the space. So let me put my big black Twinkie on into the early morning. Had the skins yawning. Mecca, yo, you want the Mecca, yo? I make a funky beat so we can blow, check it out. Deep rocks the boot knock, put you in a headlock, and now all the yada yada flock, cause I'm down with the kings.